The Islamic Movement of Uzbekistan, or IMU, is a dangerous group. They are extremists who want to establish an Islamic state. Their focus is Central Asia. The IMU was born in Uzbekistan and it started in the 1990s. The Soviet Union had just collapsed, and there was a void. People wanted a new identity, and some turned to religion. The IMU exploited this. The IMU quickly became violent. They wanted to overthrow the Uzbek government. They organized attacks, bombed government buildings, and took hostages. The IMU found a powerful ally, Al-Qaeda. Both groups shared a common enemy, the West. They also wanted to establish Islamic rule. This alliance would prove deadly in the years to come. The September 11th attacks changed everything. The United States declared war on terror, targeting Al-Qaeda and its allies. The IMU was now in the crosshairs. The US invaded Afghanistan, ousting the Taliban, who were harboring Al-Qaeda. The IMU, which had been operating from Afghanistan, was also targeted. They suffered heavy losses. Many IMU fighters were killed or captured. Those who survived fled to Pakistan's tribal areas while others went to Central Asia. The IMU was weakened, but not defeated. The IMU's leadership went into hiding. They continued to operate, but at a much smaller scale, focusing on survival. They also began to change their tactics. In recent years, the IMU has made a comeback. They are exploiting the chaos in Afghanistan. The Taliban's return to power has created a vacuum, and the IMU is filling it. The IMU is now active in northern Afghanistan. This region borders Uzbekistan and Tajikistan. It is a strategic location allowing the IMU to easily move fighters and weapons across the border. The IMU is carrying out attacks in Afghanistan and also targeting Central Asian countries. They are trying to destabilize the region and want to create a new Islamic state. The IMU's resurgence is a major concern for Central Asian countries. They fear that the IMU could spread its ideology and are also worried about the IMU's links to other terrorist groups. Section 4. The Architect of Terror, Abdul Haq al-Turkestani and his influence. Abdul Haq al-Turkestani is a dangerous man. He is the leader of the IMU. He is a close ally of Ayman al-Zawahiri. Zawahiri is the head of Al-Qaeda. Turkestani is a skilled military commander. He is also a charismatic leader. He has inspired many young men to join the IMU. He is using propaganda to spread his message of hate. Turkestani is based in Afghanistan. From there, he directs IMU operations. He is also involved in planning attacks. He is a major threat to regional security. Central Asian governments are trying to capture Turkestani. They have put a bounty on his head. But so far, he has evaded capture. He is a ghost. Section 5. Central Asia's response, a region on high alert. Central Asian countries are taking the IMU threat seriously. They are increasing security along their borders. They are also cracking down on suspected IMU members. Uzbekistan has the largest military in Central Asia. They are deploying troops to the Afghan border. They are also conducting raids on suspected IMU hideouts. Tajikistan is also concerned about the IMU. They are working closely with Russia to secure their border. They are sharing intelligence. They are also conducting joint military exercises. Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan are also worried. They are smaller countries. They have limited resources. They are cooperating with their neighbors. They are also seeking assistance from the international community.